highvolumemusicradio.com. The Business Knowledge Broker Hour.
Hey, yo, Guru, you ready?
Business, marketing, accounting, social media, resources, strategies, tips, events. The Business Knowledge Broker Hour.
It's just savage business.
Grants, funding, capital, life
insurance,
annuities, finances, tax tips, strategies, music, business, local spotlights, business highlights, leadership, entrepreneurship. The Business Knowledge Broker Hour. highvolumemusicradio.com. All right, hey, this is Candace Joseph. We just got through listening to Boasty by Wally and Idris Elba. Yes, that Idris Elba. And also Sam Smith, My Oasis, featuring Burna Boy. Okay, so we're back at Hot Volume Music Radio, and I am sharing, I'm sharing the studio tonight. Okay, Greg's here each and every week with me, capturing all the behind the scenes footage, the B-roll, everything you want to call that, so we can house it on Facebook. But my guest tonight, she's amazing. Okay, there's nothing more to say about that than she's amazing. So I am going to give her the mic. I'm going to pull up her mic. I want her to introduce herself and to tell people all about the greatness of Miss Brittney Kendle.
Hi, everybody. I am Brittney Kendle. I'm originally from St. Louis, Missouri, born and raised, STL. Whoop, whoop. I moved to Houston, Texas in 2019, and so that's where Faith Over Fear started, and from fear to faith.
Well, okay, so we got to break that down a little bit for the listeners, right? We got to break that down. So you have a book, and it is an amazing, amazing book. It's called From Fear to Faith, The Shift That Changed My Life. So tell us a little bit about the book.
So I originally wrote this book back in, it took me 4 months to write it. I started in October of last year, and I had went through, I wouldn't say it's a bad breakup, but I was like going through a breakup, and I kind of didn't want to fall into a depression. So I felt like, God was telling me, go ahead and write this book, to kind of get it all out and put my energy into that. And so I literally wrote it, and I was supposed to have it done by the end of November, but of course I kept getting distracted, and stuff was coming along. People was trying to get in my face and stuff. And so I ended up pushing it back to saying, okay, I was going to write it at the end of the year, by the end of the year. But then the end of the year came and some other stuff happened, and I went on vacation. So then I finally ended up getting it done actually in January of this year. And then it just published and everything came out. So.
I love it. Look, I got my own autographed copy. Be jealous. Okay, I got my own autographed copy, and the thing about it is that sometimes we tell our stories in different ways, and you've done that as well. And I love that you title it From Fear to Faith, because a lot of times when we go through things, we hold on to the fear factor of what happened within those situations, right? So this is the thing. So how did you get from fear to faith? Now, I know it's in the book.
Yeah, I ain't going to tell everything that's in the book.
No. We're not going to do that. I don't want you to tell everything. No, ma'am. But I will. Okay, so this is what I'll say. I'm going to rephrase the question. To someone that's out there that's been through things and they're in a state of they don't know what to do at this moment. Their fear encapsulates every part of their life. They're unsure about everything around them. How do they move to faith?
Okay, so I've been in that space several times. From the time I was born up until now. But what I've learned that each year, and something that you mentioned before, is like each year, and I said this earlier to my sister. I was having a conversation with her, and I was saying, having a conversation with her and this guy, and was saying that each year everybody changes. So you grow and you change and you evolve. You're not the same person that you was last year that you are, this year. So what I have learned is I have had to learn how to really shift my mindset and the way that I think and how I'm processing stuff, and basically learning how to not allow it to get to me, because I internalize everything. And of course, we as people, you know, people may say, I ain't tripping off of that, you know, I ain't worried about that, but you really are thinking about it then. And so I was scared a lot to step out because of the limitations. Like a lot of times, and I was talking to you about this earlier, that we are born with these habits and we're instilled these things inside of us that tell us that, you know, like parents or whoever, they'll tell us as a kid, don't make sure you wash the dishes. I remember my grandma, she would always say, you need to wash the dishes and make sure you wipe out the sink, and or you're going to get bugs and stuff like that. So it's hard to unlearn habits and things that you've already learned before. So I used to be scared to step out and do stuff only because the people around me were scared to do stuff. And so they didn't believe in like branching off. The only person that I've seen that is branched off and did stuff was my mama. She didn't care what she did. She'd be like, you only live once. Yes. You only got one. You don't know who you gonna meet. You know, my mama is the only person that literally lived her life and didn't really care about what other people think. But me, I was raised by my dad, so of course I was around a lot of people sometimes that they were in fear, they were scared to do certain stuff. And so I was scared to do certain things. And so I didn't learn to really stop thinking about what other people thought until I decided to take over my own, you know, thoughts and processes, and learning how to step away from what everybody else wanted me to be and internalize who I wanted to be and internalize who I was created to be. So
wait a minute.
I hope that
wait a minute.
I know I said a lot in there.
No. Well, first of all, round of applause for Brittney. Round of applause. Because a lot of times people, even though we have those thoughts about ourselves, to actually verbally say them is something else. Mm-hmm. There's power behind this statement. Because you said, okay, I was brought up by people who were always scared to do stuff. I know what that's like. Mm-hmm. I got friends that are scared to do stuff, and they always try to talk me out of what I'm doing. I was in relationships where people would try to talk me out of my dreams. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I get it wholeheartedly. And a lot of times people are like, well, I don't know. I don't know if I should do this, or, you know, then you're going to get those people that's going to tell you it costs too much money. Yep. Who's going to buy how you going to pay for it? How you going to sell this? How you going to do that? You know, it ain't that many hours in a day. You know, you should take a break, you know, and pick this back up in a month. Say what now?
I remember a guy told me that before too, because I was overwhelmed with some stuff, and I was like, I really just wanted somebody to just listen. And I said, so what do you think I should do? He was like, well, you need to just stop doing everything. If I would have stopped doing everything, then I wouldn't be where I am today. So if I had to listen to him, luckily I was strong enough to say, okay, you know what? I'm not listening to you. I'm about to do what I need to do, and I got back on the ball. I don't really stay in a low place for too long. I've learned to I figured out this way to kind of like not allow it to get to me. So I might be down one day, but I know by tomorrow I'm going to be good. And I'm not going to say you don't have those moments, because everybody does. Everybody
does. And the thing about it is that we have to learn coping mechanisms and strategies to walk through those things, and to learn how to do that pivot. You know, because the thing about it is, look, I'm just going to tell you straight up. I'm not taking business advice from nobody that's never been in business.
Hello. Hello.
Don't he say that again? Don't say that for the peanut gallery. I, Candace Joseph, the business guru, will never take business advice from anybody that has not been in business. Exactly. Period. Because sometimes people will... They'll try to step you away from your purpose because of what may have happened to them in the process. It's not about what you're going through. They see everything you doing, everything right. It's just, even when sometimes people have that one inkling of the unknown, and like you said, that fear comes from the unknown, people will try to talk you out of everything.
That's even personally too. Like, I've just said this the other day that I can't take advice from somebody who has never been through anything. So that's kind of hard to receive counsel from somebody that's never really been through anything. Because if I'm telling you something that I've been through and you've never really been through it, like you don't have to go through the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But if you've been through if you've never been through nothing, then how can you help me how can you help me with what I'm going through, or how can you help me or even give me some type of pointer? It may not be the exact same thing that I went through, but it's something you've experienced, some type of setback or some type of something,
even directly or indirectly.
Yeah,
I'll take that over nothing at all.
Yeah, over you just not having anything at all. So yeah, I totally get that.
I just feel like sometimes, we have to be careful about the people that we keep within our own circle.
Yeah.
I had to, on the way of doing everything that I've done, I had to X out friends. I had to X out family. I had to exit out associates, old business partners. Like, yeah, it's certain people that call my phone right now, and I'll look at it and be like, dang, I ain't blocked them. I forgot.
I have a hard time. This is the hardest thing for me, is letting people go, because I'm not a mean person unless you really, really make me mad. But
she said that expression real love, didn't she, guys?
But that's one of the hardest things I have, is like knowing when to let people go, because I tend to carry them on into my present, which has brought me to a lot of reasons why I went through maybe a lot of things that I did go through, which I talked about in the book, because I hold on to people, giving them that hope, like, oh, okay, they gonna get it together, or let me just get them one more chance. I done seen the red flag, but I should have just been like, okay, I'm gone. But I still be like, wait a minute, hold on.
But wait, this is the thing, like with you and I, we talked about this earlier today. We're both empaths.
Yeah.
So we soak up people's energy. We feel what they're feeling. We try to understand. And I'm a solutions person. So anybody that comes to me with a problem, I'm trying to figure out a solution. How can I get them back to a state of peace? Because that's what I'm about. I'm about peace. I'm about balance. I'm not about drama and extraness and messiness and gossip. Because for one, don't none of that pay my bills.
Hello.
But I have to say that as an empath, I had to figure out how to be a caring friend without overstepping my boundaries and without taking on everybody's energy, because it's too draining and it can become very toxic.
Well, can you help me with that, please? No.
Say no. I'm learning. One of my best friends, she has been my best friend for 30 years. Her name is Brandy. She taught me how to say no to people. Because I would say yes to anything.
Yeah.
Oh, you got $5? Yes.
Yeah.
Can I pull out the last bit of your eyebrows? Yes. You know what I mean? Like, I had to figure out it's okay sometimes to say no. And it's okay sometimes to cut people off in the middle of a conversation if it becomes too heavy. Now, that was the thing that I learned the best. I had to give people a time limit. Like, I would pull out my phone and literally start a clock.
Really? Timing?
Yeah. Like a stopwatch, like for real, like, okay, I'm going to listen to this person for exactly 10 minutes. I already know. Look, let's be real. You see some people call your phone, you already know what they calling about before you even answer the phone.
That's why I be like, and I turn it off.
I don't even turn it over. Because sometimes you got those people that will turn into repeat callers and keep calling till you answer the phone. Now, truthfully, if someone's a repeat caller, I will say this. For the in a safety thing, it may be a safety thing.
Yeah.
So
now if somebody
phone.
call me more than once, then I always say that if you call me more than once, that means an emergency. So I'm gonna pick up. But if I feel like you about to drain me, then I'm just gonna hold on and give myself a minute. Or
sometimes I'll tell people, give me a few minutes, let me call you back. And sometimes you gotta prepare for the energy draining. Let's be real. But at the same time, you got a 10-minute stopwatch. I run a company. I don't have time. I can't do that. But then sometimes I have to learn how to be a better friend, because sometimes people they just want to get out their system.
Yeah.
So for me, sometimes I will allow people to vent and we'll talk. But then at the end, I'm quiet the whole time, because like I said, I am learning to be a better listener. And as a business owner, I've learned to be a better listener. But I had to say, what's the solution? We can talk about problems all day. What's the solution? We can talk about being scared of the unknown, because everything is unknown. Let's be real. Tomorrow is unknown. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Now, some of y'all know what y'all gonna wear to work tomorrow. Y'all know how y'all gonna do y'all hair. You know what you gonna stop and eat for lunch. You know that you gonna stop and get that $5 Starbucks coffee. You know that, but everything else about your day you don't know. But you go to bed every day and you wake up. So to me, why fear the unknown? Just be okay with the ride. So I had to learn that. And don't get me wrong, it took me years.
Yeah.
Years. I used to be one of those people that would change outfits like 5 or 6 times just because I was worried about judgment based off of my clothing choice. You see what I'm saying? Like that's deep. Let's be real. Let's deep and it's sad. But it was because at the time I was surrounded by toxic people.
Yeah.
With no goals.
Yeah. Yeah. Toxic people will drain you.
They will drain you. But the thing about it is, we have to be smart in our discernment, as they say, to figure out who's toxic and who's not, and who actually need help, and who's just, draining you just to drain you because you the first person that picked up the phone. And we're dealing with toxic people too. We have to learn how. I think for me, when you're starting to get into a toxic overload, and it could be a situation, it could be whatever, I had to learn to put the brakes on. Because it'll stump your creativity. Look, you're a writer. You don't need nobody stumping your creativity because you need to get some more greatness out here.
I learned
some more books out here.
That was one of the things that they used to help me to get away from that. I have like several journals. I've been journaling since I was in middle school, and I used to keep a diary and write every little event that occurred. And so even that's how I was able to reprocess the book, because of everything that I wrote down. I literally wrote down these important moments and wrote the dates down and everything. And so I kept saying, I need to compile this into a book. I need to make this into a book. But I never thought about it until, the pandemic hit. You got extra time. So it's kind of like every day I was taking a little bit of time and just revisiting those moments. And it was hard to revisit some of that stuff because I was very transparent with this book. Like I put you'll find out really who I am and what I went through just by reading it because of the stuff that I've been through. And I remember this girl used to ask me all the time, like, you always got something going on, or you always, like I intentionally want to have something going on. But she was like, you always got something going on. And I never understood why up until this year. Like it took a long time for me to be able to process every single thing that I've been through. And a lot of stuff I didn't even put in the book because I went through stuff, from childhood. I went through stuff when all the way up until, then. And so I didn't put all of that stuff in there, but just putting just those bits and pieces wasn't necessarily because one, I don't really like people in my business. So for me to put people in my business, it's got to be for a reason. Yeah. So I put it out there to let somebody know, hey, you may be going through this same exact thing, or you may have went through this or something that's similar, I'm letting you know this is what helped me, or what helped me get here to where I am today. You can still be whoever you want to be, or whoever God has called you to be. You just have to keep pushing. And that's the thing, is like when you're going through stuff, keep pushing. Don't give up. Keep
I love
pushing.
That. But see, look, this is the thing. You went through those things. You were able to write those things so that you can help more people. Sound like a victory to me.
Yeah, I that's why I said I never understood it until now, because at the time I used to be like, is this ever gonna end? Am I ever gonna stop going through stuff? Is it ever, like, it was like one thing after another, after another, after another, to where when you looking through the book, you're gonna be like, dang, this shit was, it's like somebody told me it was a page turner. One of my friends was saying like, oh my God, it's a page. Like they just keep reading, because they just couldn't believe the half of the stuff I went through. But my inspiration, honestly, was my son. My son was like my biggest inspiration. I do everything for my son, literally.
Well, son, I'm sorry that mom's here in the studio with me.
He do not care. He probably on the game. He's like, I'm glad.
Could not cook dinner tonight. My fault. She would make it up to you. But, the thing about it is that sometimes we go through the pain to get to the purpose.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of times people they'll take the leap, but they'll still tippy-toe in their purpose. So I'm one of those people. I believe that you should be fully entrenched in your purpose at all times. And sometimes too, I know for me over the years, I had to get very specific about my prayers.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, because think about it, when you're praying about something, you're making a determination.
Yep.
So it's like, okay, I had to be specific about the type of business I wanted to pray for, the type of friends I wanted in my life, the type of people that I wanted to come in my life. Look, I couldn't be very broad in the description. I was specific.
Yeah. And that's the thing, because like one of the things that I had to learn too was that I started making vision boards. It was crazy. I used to listen to Steve Harvey, and he used to talk about how, he slept in his car. He was homeless for 3 years.
Yeah.
And he slept in his car, and he had a vision. He used to say this all the time: write the vision, make it plain. Write the vision, make it plain. So I started making vision boards and like putting up everything that I wanted to happen. If I want to be a bestseller, I'm putting that on there. I want to be bestseller. That's one of the things on my vision board.
All right.
If I want to get a house, whatever it is that I'm looking for. And I started making my son do the same thing, to where he like, Mama, this is really working, So the same thing I'm telling everybody else to do, I'm doing, myself. So I inspire people. Create a vision board, whatever it is you want to do, and put those pictures on there. It may the body you want to look like, whatever you want to do.
Long hair, don't
right?
care.
You don't have no hair, put some hair down, so and you have hair by the end of the year. So whatever it is that you believe in for, just keep staring at it. Like every day, I look at it and I'll be like, okay, how much closer am I to my purpose? And I don't understand, like. I made this statement the other day. It's so arrogant to think that we have time, because time is of the essence, and you don't even know if you're going to be here tomorrow. That I have seen people who I've grown up with that are literally dying, people getting killed and stuff like that. You don't know. You could walk out anytime. You just don't know, whatever it is. So you're supposed to cherish every moment. So every moment you wake up, you got 24 hours. Like you got 24 hours.
Hey, didn't we talk about that earlier?
Yeah, you got 24 hours to
make
it happen.
To make it happen. And the thing about it is, you can use your 24 hours in any way. I always tell people, use your 24 hours to figure out how you can do one thing of impact, complete one goal, or create a subsection of that goal to move forward, and to find one thing of beauty.
Yeah.
There's so much beauty around us. Like, I'm a person, I like to look at old buildings, architecture, and think about what the times would have been back then when this church looked this way when it was first built.
Right. I'm
one of those people. So I try to figure out how to do that, because for me, it's one of those things that I do for self-care. Like I like going to museums. I love sculptures. I love art. So I'll go in those spaces just to kind of boost myself and get that strength back. So I tell people, tap into the thing that give you strength.
Yeah.
If it's cooking for your friends, cook for your friends. If it's throwing parties, throw parties. COVID-19 safe, of course. Look, let me put that disclosure out there. COVID-19 safe, Candace Joseph is cool with the reverse drive-through. I'm going to pull up in your driveway. You're going to pop your trunk, and I'm going to pop my trunk, and you're going to put some food in it. I'm cool with that. Look, we didn't make no contact, okay? So for me, I try to figure out that one thing.
Yeah.
And it don't have to, and this is the thing too, people always think about everything has to be perfect.
No, it does not.
It doesn't. The perfection is in the progress. Just get started.
A lot of men think that more than women, and I'm getting that because of that. Like, they always feel like, well, if you ask them about marriage, or if they want to I need to make sure everything is correct before, I decide to do this, or I got to be in a better space, so I have to do this. And
the thing about it is that the differences between men and women they're a little bit different. And I'm not one to really tap into gender roles too much as far as men or women are concerned. But traditionally, men are seen as the providers. So, if you say you got to get your bank account straight, you got to get your credit straight, you want to make sure that you got that good job and got that house and got a good working car so you can provide, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, that's true.
Women are looking at it from a standpoint of, this is the person I want to be with. I love this person. It's more of an emotional thing.
Yeah.
So, I want to make sure, hold on, disclaimer. The Business Guru is not categorizing men and women. I am simply stating what the traditional roles of men and women are. And this is the thing. Let's be real. It's 2021. We can write the script on what anything could be. Yeah. So I look at things like, okay, we have to have open mind. And let's just be real. When it comes to relationships, if somebody not ready to get married, they're just not ready. It don't matter. It don't matter what excuse they have. Cause I done seen homeless people in a box together.
Yeah,
so
sticking it out.
Okay,
Sticking it out.
thugging
Going
it out
everywhere together.
Look, I call it thugging it out. They thugging it out. So, and that comes with that too. And that comes with friendships. That comes with kinships. That comes with anything. You know, like me and you earlier, we talked about like support.
Yeah.
You know, getting people to support you as an entrepreneur. And the thing about it is, as long as you got you,
Yeah.
it's a globe full of billions of people that will support you and be behind you.
Yeah, that's true. Because some of the closest people to you will not support you.
But you know, the thing about it is that it's not so much that they not supporting. Sometimes as entrepreneurs, we have to tell them how to support us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, buying someone's, okay, they bought your book. Okay, you asked them to buy your book. They bought your book. So why are you coming back at them a month later mad? Well, my book not selling, nobody supported me. But wait a minute. You asked me to buy the book and I did. You didn't tell me to tell people about the book.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to define what support is and what we want it to look like.
Mm-hmm.
I just tell people just, you know, if I do good business for you, tell 5 of your friends.
Right.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, I wrote that in every book that I signed. Make sure you tell somebody about it.
See? Okay, so that's just the thing. You have given me the instructions. Hold on, because she didn't autograph my book, okay? She has autographed it. I got her signature, so that way when she on Oprah's couch or Candace's couch in the future, I have one of the first autographs. And this is the thing. Like, I love this. I'm not going to read what she wrote to me online. I'll post it on a picture on Facebook. But I have to say that you are creating impact, and it doesn't matter who support.
Yeah.
It just starts with one person, and the flame will catch on.
Yeah.
Isn't it the beauty of it?
Yeah, that's true. I like that saying.
Yeah, because they have sayings like "catch a fire." Mm-hmm. Like people always talk about, like in the Jamaican culture, Caribbean culture, they always say "catch a flame, catch a fire." Mm-hmm. That's what they're talking about. Like it just take one strike of one match.
That's true. And that's one of the things I think I talked about in the book, or I said it to somebody before, not sure, but when you walk in purpose and you doing what you're supposed to do, everything else will come together. You know, like whatever it is that you're looking for, you don't have to have the money. That's like starting a business. As long as you got the vision and whatever it is you want to do, you can go after it, you can do it, and the money will find you, the people will find you, you know, things will attach itself to you, and you'll just be like, dang, how did I end up, you know, connecting with that person? Or how did I end up, you know, connecting with this person? I had a book signing, and I recently connected with another friend. You know, we went to high school together, whatever, and I consider her now, I'm like, I feel like I've been friends with her forever. But she is like, you know, a really, really dope person. She's really cool. And I would have never thought by us being in high school that we would have ever even been close to this day, you know. So.
But you know, the thing about this, the cool thing about any ship, okay, because we were talking about different relationships earlier. Sometimes it's okay for things to take a pause.
Yep.
Because at the same time, you're figuring out your life, I'm figuring out who I am. Then we come back together. It's a beautiful thing. And friendship is like that too, because I went through that with some of my friends. Yeah. I fell off the map. I changed jobs. I moved. I changed my phone number. Yeah. I changed my email address. Like when I say I fell off the map for some years. But it was more so for me to work on Candace. Yeah. So that's what I said. I was an empath. I took on everybody's energy. It was like, whoa, hold up. Yeah. How is it that I'm taking on everybody's energy and everything in their life is improving? Yeah. But my life is staying the same. Yeah. So I had to step back and say, well, dang, their life conditions are changing because of my prayers for them. Mm-hmm. When was the last time I prayed for me? Yeah. See what I mean? Yeah. So that'd be the thing, man. Like, we have to keep grooving. We have to keep going. And I thank you for your book. But this is the thing. Like, you got the book, but you got some other stuff coming up with the book. You got a tour. And
oh, yeah.
Look, tell us about the book tour.
So I'm kind of trying to hit all the cities that my family was in to kind of like, you know, family, people know people, tell them to come out and support. I just recently did one in St. Louis, and it was very awesome. The turnout was, you know, greater than I expected, and the people that came showed up. They showed up. You know, I appreciate each and every person that showed up individually. They came out, supported. You know, it was just a really, really good thing. So every month I'm trying to like hit a different city and just kind of bring awareness about the book. And this is not necessarily, for me or anything like that, but it's to kind of help people to get to know who I am, and also to be able to read the book so that they can understand that you are not alone. You're not by yourself. You're not going through any of this stuff by yourself. I'm going through the same thing with you. Even still today, I'm not going to act like I got it all together, because I don't. I go through stuff still, but I'm learning, and we can learn together and go on this journey together. Like, you don't have to. So building that family or community to be able to let people know that whatever it is you're going through, maybe I can help you figure it out. Maybe you can help me figure it out. We can figure it out together.
Or you can pass it along to someone that can help that person.
Exactly.
Right? So, okay, so I'm going to give you guys some of, Brittney's meet and greets, in regards to her book, From Fear to Faith. Okay, so she coming to some cities, okay? So her next city is May 8th, 2021, West Palm Beach, Florida. Look, I need to come to your suitcase. I need to crawl in I need a vacation, okay? All right, so then after that, June 12th, she will be in Little Rock, Arkansas. July 30th through the 31st, Atlanta, Georgia. Then she's back in Houston, October 22nd through 23rd.
And on May 15th.
And on May 15th. Okay, so the business guru going to pop up at all of the Houston locations. And then she has a November 6th date for Los Angeles, California. So this is the thing. First of all, let's just be real. You finished this book in January. Mm-hmm. You have already released this book. And you got book signing meet and greets. Mm-hmm. Do you even know how far ahead you are than a lot of book writers?
I know. My publisher was like, I am so proud of you. Like, you hit the ground running. You was not playing. I was like, I am very persistent. So when I have a vision or a dream or whatever it is, it can be a man, whoever.
She had I'm getting my entrepreneurship together. Now I need to get my love life together. Okay, she done threw that out there. She letting anybody that's listening to High Volume Music Radio, the Business Knowledge Broker Hour with Candace Joseph, right? She say, I'm on the market, so I'm looking. I'm just gonna throw that out there. She said that was a shameless plug.
But whatever it is I want to go after, or whatever goal it is, I continue to be persistent. I never like starting stuff and not finishing. I don't care if it's something that I didn't like to do or whatever. I always want to finish, at least to show that I did something or had some type of outcome from it. So,
you know what? One day, I think for me, like I have the same attitude about things, but then at the same time, I know that look, let's just be real. I'm in jeans and a t-shirt right now in the studio. I realized a long time ago, I am not great at picking out my own clothes. So I will have someone to do it. One time I had on a black shirt with some brown shoes and some blue pants, and somebody's talking about, okay, you didn't look at your shoes. Why your shoes don't match your pants or your shirt? I was like, oh, dang, I ain't know I had to have it like that. So I got help with that thing in my 40s. Okay, I got help with that. I did. I really did. And I love it. But you have some other entrepreneur efforts going on, too, that you're working on. Anything you want to discuss?
Yeah. So I have a nonprofit a lot of people don't know about, and I try to get more support because I like, helping people. I like doing stuff, in the community. I love outreach. Like, I like being in the community, helping people do stuff or get themselves together or whatever. So I have a nonprofit called Faith Over Fear, which is transitioning the homeless back into society. So the goal is to get a building and allow them to stay there for a year, maybe 2, but they shouldn't, it shouldn't be no longer than 2, and like connect them with jobs and connect them with resources, and then teach them how to save money, get them in drug rehab programs, get them in holding themselves accountable. So they're not giving us any money, but they're putting their money into an account where they can't touch it until, they're saving that money to be able to get out on their own, and we help them. And, just getting them back to where they're supposed to be, because everybody need help. So there's nobody that's been through something that feel like that they don't need nobody. Everybody needs some type of help, some type of push. And I don't care. I don't give up on nobody. The drunk uncle, the whoever. I don't give up on anybody, because I feel like everybody has something that they're dealing with, and they just need that person to talk to, or they just need somebody to push them. So right now we don't have a building, but we are out there, outreaching with them, fellowshipping, and connecting, building relationships to get them to trust us, to say, hey, I seen that face before, I seen them before.
Yeah.
Let me go on and listen to what they saying. And the last event that I had helped with, which was Revealed to Heal, and they did it last month. One of the homeless guys I see all the time, he was out there and he was saying the same thing, and he was like, I'm just working, and if you did something, I was telling him about what I was doing. He was like, I would do it. So he wanted to take pictures and so just building that relationship with them. And we have an outreach coming out next Saturday at 9 a.m. in the Houston area. If you are in the Houston area, if not, you're more than welcome to donate via cash, or we have a website, all of that. Like, it's really, really cool set up. You get a receipt, so if you want to put it on your taxes, whatever.
Look, she said she done thought of everything, so you have no excuse.
Can be able to help and do whatever it is, because we do, like, this month, this is not about me, it's not anything about me making money or nothing like that. It's literally about just helping the people. And every time that I go out there with them, my son, we've been doing this since way before we moved to Houston. We would connect with other organizations and just help them. We went to volunteer at the shelter and, babysit with the kids, and we folded clothes for them. And, we do it all the time. So I show my son that, look how far that we have came, where it was a time before where I didn't have $1 to my name. I didn't have nowhere to stay. So I appreciate that space that I was in and the people that helped me during those times, so that I can get to where I am. So I reach back and give back. And if I blow up, I'm gonna reach back and keep pulling everybody else who have blowing up with. They gonna be coming with me. So I don't do anything. I do all selfless acts. I'm not a selfish person.
See, round of applause for Brittney. That's the thing, right? Because there's greatness inside of each and every one of us. Sometimes we have to figure out how to tap it in, how to pull it out, and how to push it forward to make this goal, the globe that we work with, make it work for everybody. It's rotating. Let's make it a friendlier place to be. Let's make it a happier place to be, and figure out what we can do to love each other.
Yeah.
I love that. Brittney, I want you to tell people how they can get in contact with you, how they can get this book, how they can get all the amazingness of Brittney Kendle.
Oh, so I would really like for you to purchase this book. I put my blood, sweat, tears, my everything in it. It is on Amazon, but you can go to BrittneyKendle.com and it takes you to the link once you go on buy book. Takes you to the link to be able to purchase. You can also sign up for like a newsletter to be able to keep up with stuff, to where we'll email our stuff if we're in different places or if there's stuff going on. And you can purchase it as well. If you're wanting a signed copy, you can definitely send like an email, and then I can, switch your address or information and stuff to Brittney.kendle@gmail.com. And I will send the signed copy out to you or whatever if you're wanting that as well. And we'll do it via Cash App. But for Faith Over Fear, it is www.faithoverfeartcinc.org. You can see all the pictures of the outreaches that we did. We have all kind of stuff on there. If you want to get a t-shirt, if you donate over a certain amount, you get a t-shirt, you get a free shirt. So we're doing a lot in the community. And then also, my son, I didn't mention that he is starting his own clothing line. He is in the process. It's still in the beginning stages, but it's not fully done yet. But he got a few items and pieces on Instagram at DM27 Clothing. So if you can support him, he's a young entrepreneur. He's very shy. He think that ain't nobody gonna, support him, but
Well, I'll say this. I am working with conjunction with, Young Sir the Movement. Mm-hmm. And on my birthday, June 27th, we are hosting a fashion show with local designers. And he should be a part.
Yeah, he would love that.
He should be a part of it. And I'll give you all those contact information so that he can sign up for that. Okay. And they have people that are there that will be the models, all of that, for any designer that need them.
Okay. Yes, all right, connect the dots.
Connect the dots. And that's just the thing, like, it's crazy. Okay, so before I let you go, I want you to tell the people that are listening in right now, like, how we connected and how you got on me for not accepting your Facebook request.
And she still ain't even accepted. I'm in freaking cancel request mode yet now.
No, don't cancel my request. I told you I got 5,000 people. I need to unload at least 500.
So I have found her on lovely Michelle Saxton's page. I was interviewing with her and I was kind of looking through some stuff. And I was like, I just went for it. I was like, let me email her and just see if I can, reach out and connect or whatever. And so I saw the great things that she was doing and everything that, was on her page. And I wanted to be a part of. I wanted her to try to help me in some way. So, and we're going to have a long-term business relationship from here.
I know, right? And for those that are listening right now, Michelle Saxton and Mr. Bobby Briscoe, they have a wonderful, wonderful show called Now What? It is on the HJS TV. You can look it up at Harvani J Studios, on Facebook, or you can go to harvanij.com. They're also their show is also on the Roku platform under Harvani J Studios. So, you guys got to check that thing out because their show is amazing. It's amazing.
They are dope.
Well, that's all right. That's all right. Look, Brittney don't know it, but I'm convinced her to have a show too. She just don't know that yet.
Okay.
She don't know that yet.
Come on.
And look, I'm waiting on the workbook to come out for my fear to faith.
Yes.
I want the workbook. Now, I don't want just the book. I want the workbook too, because I feel that in order for people to grow, we can read someone's story, but at the same time we're reading it, we have to know, because, when you read a book, you got your own thoughts, It's very rare that some people like me, I will sit with a book and have a notebook at the same time and write notes. So sometimes that workbook could be a push. But anyway, that's just, something from the business guru.
I gave them some homework at the end.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I want to say thank you, Brittney, for being my guest tonight. I really appreciate you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me. I enjoyed being on here. This was a great opportunity. You are an awesome person. You're doing great things in the community. If you all don't know about Candace, shout out to her. You need to go on and support her. If you haven't, you should send her a cash app or something.
She said, y'all better go on and make that love donation to Candace. Y'all, like y'all do the pastor, you can drop me one too. No, I appreciate you for, first of all, being a storyteller. And for having the faith to put your feelings on paper and publishing them out with the victory that it will help somebody else. We're not hoping. We are claiming the victory.
Exactly.
That it will help someone.
Yes.
Played at high volume.
Gotta love it when the live radio phone just rings. Glad I know how to turn that thing off. But thank you for being a storyteller and keep pushing out great work, because we all need people like you.
Oh yeah.
And look, tell your son, I will rock his clothing, okay? Look, I put it on and wear it on the show. Take some photos in it. That's what I'm about, because I want to support those who have a dream.
Yeah.
We all been through those things where we have a dream, we don't know how to get it out, don't know who to call, don't know who we can lean on, don't know who we can trust in the process. Right? We don't know who we can trust in the process. So I wanted to be that person to bring people to peace and help them get their dreams out. So thank you for that shout out. I appreciate it.
Yes. Anytime.
I appreciate that. So I'm going to take a music break and we will be back. Miss Brittney Kendle, thank you. You guys have to go to BrittneyKendle.com to check out those tour dates, to get that book, and to find out about all things Brittney. And this is the thing. Not only is she a book writer, she's also a motivational speaker.
Oh, yeah.
Look, I don't forget nothing,
I'm
okay?
trying to claim it. And
No, there is no claiming. We claim it. We claim everything, because the world is ours and we are taking it over.
That's right.
So we're going to keep going. And so the next song that I'm going to play is going to be dedicated, to you, Brittney. And this is the thing. With all guests, I always ask them to send me a playlist of music that they love, right?
What did I send?
So we What you nervous or fun now?
I'm like, did I send ratchet or did I send?
It don't matter. I'll play it anyway because I tell people to pick songs that get them hyped up and get them moved and get them motivated. So if it's something ratchet where you act like you selling dope in your head while you hustle these books, so be it. I ain't mad at you. So for you, Brittney, because today we are encouraging people to move from fear to faith, I'm going to play Rise Up by Andrea Day. Thank you for being my guest, Brittney.
See ya.
High Volume Music Radio, you guys turn it up. HighVolumeMusicRadio.com. The business knowledge broker.
Hey, yo, Guru, you ready?
Business, marketing,